hear you say ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da. Crazy at this thing called love. Just what I've been dreaming of. And I can never figure out, oh, how you do the things you do. Is why I'm so in love with you. I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. That's why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. If I met you in another life and you asked me to be your wife, with grace and a smile I say, yeah, always now and forever. You be my one and only lover. Cause I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. That's why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba da.
We are at Garden of Eve, Caribbean cuisine. So we have a beautiful outdoor that we have a selection of different type of food that you can enjoy. We have jerk chicken, jerk ribs, especially it's the weekend. We got some different specials gonna go on, and we are basic Haitian cooking, but also you can find a little bit of everything that we carry here. And we are at 405 Harris Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you, come on by and try us out. Looking forward to see you guys.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lieutenant Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson talk show. My topics for this morning are: one, what is President George Weah of Liberia trying to prove, and to who? Two, strategies of baking and prayers for graduation at Dr. Glenn S. Prescod Community Self-Help Vocational Baking School on the Buduburam Refugee Camp in Ghana. Now, you all saw my postings on Facebook this morning and on Twitter and where else I post them about the news going on in Liberia, how the traditional council chief Zanza Kawa has come out and warned the Zoos and traditional leaders of Liberia. You can remember a few weeks ago, a government official in one of the counties, I think that was Grandida County, or Maryland County, they took the man and forced him to join the traditional society. And these people, his tribe of people, are not people that have tribal societies. He's a Christian. They forced the man to join the tribal society. Now, this is good because people are taking the law into their own hands. In certain instances in Africa, the courts will not intervene in certain tribal matters like that. Because I remember when in Liberia, when we used to go to our farm in Totota, in the upper Liberia region, and while we're eating and things like that, you hear the horn blowing, boom, 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 and people will come running in the village, the devil coming. Everybody would disappear. Everybody would disappear. Because if you stand outside, they're going to force you to join the society. They will take you for 1 to 3 years. So whenever we're up in Totota, Banga, all the area there on the farm, and the horn blow, you hear the devil coming, you better go in your house and lock your door, man. Because the civil authority has nothing to do with that. When they arrest you, what is the civil authority to do? That the traditional authority is taking you. So usually people would die there. When I say die there means pay some heavy money to the tribal council or the society, laws, or the devil, the country devil, and all of that. They'll pay a good sum of money, buy alcohol and all the things to release the people, whoever they capture, and they will release them. Other than that, the people will take them in the bush for 3-4 years. I think the young children go there from 3 or 2 to 7 years old. I think they stay 7 years there, the younger people. I know it varies between 3 and 7. So that's our traditional society. So it's good that the traditional council chairman, Chief Zanza Kawa, has come out and warned these people. And he also stated that, I didn't put it there in my news report, he also stated that if he catches anybody forcing people to join the tribal society, when he finished dealing with them, they would deal with them the traditional way. So just leave it at that. Okay? So yesterday, we saw the United States of America play England. And the game ended in a draw, 1-1. George Weah's son didn't score this time. But at the end, when they called him out of the game, he played most of the game. And towards the end of the game, they substituted him. And as Tim Weah was running out of the game, they showed the camera on George Weah sitting in the booth by himself. And the commentators say, yeah, Tim Weah, yeah, his father, the president of Liberia, George Weah. And that George Weah, they're sitting by himself. The thought that just flashed in my head was it worth it? Or is it worth it? You the president of our nation. Is your love for your son so great? You got to go sit alone in the place to watch him, knowing that you got duties at home and you're away from your home for the whole time of the World Cup, and you sit there and watch your son. How do you feel? How do you feel? You're gone from your country for 2 months. My people, I tell you the truth. I tell you the God honest truth. I worked 20 years, 25 years in corrections. I work almost 30 years in corrections. And that's a terrible job to work in. The kind of things we see, the things we're exposed to. You want vacation. You won't go on vacation. You can't imagine how I want to go on vacation so much. But never within my 25 years of service in the military as a correctional officer did I ever go did I go for vacation over 2 weeks. Not once. I went for 2 weeks vacation once. After the first week of vacation, we're on the islands. We're in Jamaica and all the places having fun. We were there for 2 weeks. After the first week, I felt so tired with that place. I was bored. I wanted to go home. My wife felt the same way. If you're a working man and you love your job, you love what you do, you love the people you work with, you will not go away from work for more than 2 weeks. I see some people go for 1 month. Yeah, there are people who've been there forever and they got children and things like that. So when they travel like that for a month, they take their whole family with them for a month and they go to be with other families. So that's different. But if you just a working guy, man, even if you got family, for you to go for 2 months, I mean, I tell you, man, anywhere I go after 1 week, I'm tired, I won't go home. I won't go back to work. I won't go back to do what I'm doing. Why would I stay away from what I'm doing for 2 months, even 2 weeks? Only a lazy man would do that shit. Excuse my French. But only a lazy man would do that. Or man who don't want to work, or man who don't want a job. For a president of a nation, is a disgrace. You sitting in the stadium every day to watch your son play or to watch the other games. People will start to wonder, this president doesn't have a job. Even though they don't announce it, people see you coming in because there is a special booth for presidents and dignitaries. People see you sitting up there all the time, every game. Wouldn't it be a shame? And secondly, let me tell you something. Look at America versus America being playing to the second game. And both of the games they drew. Is George Weah jinxing his son? Is he giving his son bad luck in the United States of America? Because maybe he's sharing the first day his dad with him. They went through the celebration, all of that. Now his dad there for the second game. The poor man had performed as well as he did the first game. George Weah jinxing the boy. And he jinxing America too. America will never pass more than 1-1-2-2. They will never pass more than equalizing. They will never win a game as long as George Weah there. You see that all the bad luck you bring on the people. People carry bad luck with them too. Especially if you got family members playing for a team and you got bad luck with you and you leave your place to go cheer for that thing, that bad luck will follow that player. And I bet you, as long as George Weah there watching that game and his son play, America will never win a game. They will draw every game. Because America got a good team. They could have won that game yesterday. But that George Weah sitting in that podium there with a Juju from Africa jinxing the American team. See, because why you gotta go sit there? You don't believe me? You don't believe in karma? Watch the games. See what will happen. The man has jinxed the United States team. Because why? He leaves his responsibility to people, to a whole nation, to millions of people who elected you, put their whole trust and interest in you. Then you take off for 2 months to go watch your son playing. Man, that's insanity. That's insanity. Then all the people in our money, in our country stealing. They announced that Hungary gave $50 million, and what the other country named France gave $10 million for budgetary support. How long is that? That 2 months. That 2 months salary for the Liberian people. Our salary almost $32 million in the $30 million for the country. We haven't paid people for months. You see that why they're paying people for 2 months now because they got that money. I see what because I wonder where they got this money from because I announced yesterday on my show that the government is paying people for November, December. I wonder, I said, where these people got their money from when these people don't have money? Now, yeah, Hungary just gave $50 million and France $10 million to help with the budgetary support so that money did not take and pay people for 2 months. Because that exactly 2 months of salary, $60 million. If our salary comes to $30 million, and we just got $60 million, and they're paying people for 2 months, I mean, put the math together, put the politics together. That the same money we just got, it gone to pay people for 2 months. But they just announcing it now that we got all this big money to deceive the people. Again, we got big money in the country. But as soon as I saw the amount, I said, oh, that's the salary they're going to pay. But what is George Weah trying to prove? And who he trying to prove it to? Is he trying to prove it to Tim Weah, his son, demonstrating love now? Was George Weah there for this boy all along? You know the football players don't care. Huh? You know the football players don't care. George Weah wasn't there for this kid when he was growing up. Now the kid has reached a pinnacle of success. George Weah won't be there so that success can rub on him as a father. Yeah, maybe he coached the ball once or twice. But you know, when you're playing for those professional teams that George Weah was playing for, he had no time to be with his family. He was always moving around. Those teams move. His family wasn't moving with him. They wasn't, even though they live in the same country, England or wherever the team is, but the team moved from state to state in the country to play football. They're not just sitting in one place. Then they're practicing every day for 3-4 hours. So George Weah was never there with his son. The son recognized him, yes, that's his father. But at one stage, the son recognized the mother more for being there with him, taking him to the games, supporting him. Because George Weah in training, he had to go into training with his team and things like that. So the mother did all of that. Now the boy has reached the pinnacle of success. What is George Weah trying to prove? By being at the World Cup every day, and he jinxing the boy. Because he's there, America can't win. They just drawing. Maybe the boy would shine better if his dad wasn't there. Because in your mind, you know his dad there. His dad called him, and they show him in the stadium yesterday. They show him our president sitting there when our country is dying. Our people suffering. A third world nation, one of the poorest nations in the world. Well, our president is sitting in World Cup, watching his son. The second game. If he had done the first game and left and come home, yes. And as long as George Weah there, America will not win. America will not win because God don't like ugly. So Bush, you gotta you gotta extend a dismissal to that guy and put you under that stadium if you want America to win. Because our people suffering, man. And we're a Christian nation. We are people of God. Our president can't treat us like this. How you treat us like this? You think Tim Weah don't know all of this? That boy know that you're doing it there because he in the World Cup. He achieving something you didn't achieve. You know? But you're not glad with what you achieve. What you achieve is great. But what the boy achieved is massive. It's massive, you know? It's humongous. Usually, that Judge Donald Trump. Usually. What Tim achieved is usually. Yeah, you got millions of people sitting there watching you, but from one country. Tim got people sitting there watching you from all over the globe, man. Millions of people on TV when he played those two games. You know how many billions of people watch that game? Tim gone. He's usually. You can't take it from him. So you got to leave the ball, let him get victorious, let him play his game and take you out of his mind. Because as long as he's on that field and you in that stadium, he knows you there. He will not perform the way you should perform. Because you're not supposed to be there. You won't take credit for something you didn't do. Your deadbeat dad, George Weah. What about your other child in America that you went and paid $100 something for talking about you're not working, you're not making money? Yeah? You see how this is parenthood, my people. You see how our African fathers treat us bad? This man got his son he loves, died by his wife. But you go around sleeping with everybody else. And he will not give those other children the love that he's giving his wife's children. He will not give it to them. If any of his other children, maybe if the other children reach World Cup status, he will do it because he will want some of that thing to wrap up for him, like he do with Tim. But this happens all over our country, man. And this is something we have to discuss. Because this is a typical example of bad fatherhood. This is a typical example of how these men in our country hurt our women and their children. Because these people are not doing it to one woman. Look at how many women George Weah is sleeping. Can you imagine how many women he has impregnated and he has denied them? And not only George Weah, because George Weah didn't do it, they allow foreigners to come and do it to our people, to our women. You see how when you pull rope pull bush and bush pull forest, that wasn't a part of my lesson this morning. But when I'm talking about it, I'm just thinking about the mother and the other children who not married to George Weah, who not living in the household with his family, who not living in the mansion. People who say he can sneak out at night to see their mothers and have sex with them. Then in the next day, in the next hour, he's gone. Nobody gonna see him no more. The children don't see him because he's president. He may send their support money and food, but they're being cheated out of the love and affection that he given to Tim Weah. You see how it's unfair in our country, unjust. Our whole society is just unjust because we permit these things. You know, people do these things for different reasons. I'm not a judge to judge people. I don't judge people. But if you have children by one woman outside the marriage, that's understandable. But when you start having 3, 4, 5, 6 children, that's not acceptable. That's wayward promiscuity. Who's going to support those children? Who's going to give them the affection of dad when you're not there? Who's going to discipline them? Who's going to guide and protect them? Their mom can't do it all the time. And these people get away with it. They come and lie. Don't, it's not right. It's not right. And it happens in our society consistently. And we can know it. I'm not a judge. I'm no Christian man with crown on my head. That's not the purpose of that. My thing is justice, equality. Even when you take up, because people say, oh, that man talking about a God religion thing. So let's take the Christianity out of it. Let's take the God out of it. Let's just look at it from the humanistic point of view and the legal point of view. It's wrong. It's wrong, man. People go around having all these children. Even in my family, my pa had 20 children, man. Come on, man. That ain't right either. Ain't right. And it sets a wrong precedent for people to come, man. Because those children suffer. They suffer psychologically, physically, spiritually. They suffer because the things they're supposed to learn, they will not get it from their dad. They got to get it from their mom or somebody else. While one group of children living with the dad and benefiting from all the dad's knowledge and training and discipline and love that is not equally shared to the other children. So you see how unfair it is? That's why I see people at George Weah sitting in that podium watching team play. And that man, I know that man got children all over Liberia. And my heart drops because he's not doing that same thing for the other children. He even got his time for them. Maybe he didn't even have the time for Tim either. It's just because of Tim's success that he's trying to claim some of it. Look at deadbeat dad that he is. He's a deadbeat dad. He wanted to quote and lie. Disown his child. I mean, well, he didn't disown the child, but he refused to support the child legally. He lied to the court. And if a man can do that to his children, what can he do? What can't he do to our country? And this is a typical example. I mean, the guy's total disregard for our people, man. That's total disregard. You leave our country for 2 months. There's no justification. Even with a job we are going for 2 weeks. All of us will shut up. 2 weeks is acceptable. 2 weeks is acceptable. Even though as president, you shouldn't even leave your country like that in the state it was when he left. People not paid, the census not done, everything in the air. Then you take off and leave and leave it with other people to take care of. And when everything fails, it coming on your head. You can't do that because that is insanity. Because all of us know when everything fails in Liberia, it goes on the president's head. So why would you leave the country in such a disarray and travel abroad for vacation? They're not trying to travel for vacation. Look at George Bush and all of them. When the country is in crisis, nobody leaving the country until the crisis is alleviated. Nobody doing anything. Why would you leave your country in a state like that? Then you go watch your son. They can't score more than 1 or 2 goals. They can't beat the enemies. So what is all that about? So who does it blame fall on? People say, oh, we blame the Liberian people. Oh, we blame the legislature. Oh, we blame George Weah. Who they blame? The blame falls on every one of us. Every one of us. No exception. The George Weah, the legislature, and the people. It falls on us. Because we've seen this thing happen. We've seen this thing happen. We've seen our president gone and has asked for another month, and he's just in the second day of the next month out of our country. And we're still in a mess. We're still in a terrible mess. We are accountable too. So what's the solution to all of this? Because we really want to know the solution. What we're going to do with all of this? How is it going to be resolved? For election? We're uncertain about election. People don't know whether Weah or George or Boca or Comment. We don't know who will win. Everything chakla in our country, man. I was listening to Garland and ask for Garland show before I came on. And he was talking about the people behind Boca. And he mentioned Anthony Cassidy. And what Cassidy tried, how he threatened one guy for Boca business. And this is the same Cassidy that I've been telling Liberian people about for time immemorial. How these guys broke Eula down, ripped it off the money, changed Eula from a wholesome organization into a tribal organization, decided the Congo country thing. I told you about this Cassidy. Then when I told them, he came on the internet and told the people how me and Joe Boca talk on the telephone. Why would he do that? Nobody knew Boca called me. Boca was in Rhode Island. Cassidy wasn't here, but he heard about it. So you can put it on the internet that I called Boca for something special. I've known Boca from the time Boca was agriculture minister. We all in Liberia. When he came to America, I wanted to talk with him. And we talked. Cassidy had nothing to do with that. But to just show the wickedness in these people, man. To just show the wickedness in these people. So you were trying to hike me by putting there, chasing this, maybe you're looking for a job from Boca. Let me tell you something. For me to work in the government, excuse me, excuse me. For me to work in the government as an appointee, whether minister, director, it would be hard. Me and my boss would clash. Because I'm a no-nonsense man. And I know myself. So instead of being fired from jobs, I don't take them. Because Liberian people are not truthful when they tell you something. I'm a man, I stand on my word. My word is my bond, a bond, or whatever you want to call it. From as long as I knew myself, I got nobody to fight for me but myself. I fight. That's what I went to school for. I struggled to go to school and learn so I could fight for myself. So when I say something, I mean it. It's not a joke. When I'm joking with you, you know I'm joking because I'll tell you, you know I'm joking. I'm a jovial guy. I joke a lot too. But when I'm serious, you know it's serious. Because I take it from the joking arena and put it in a serious arena. You know, when it's time to play, we play. When it's time to joke, we joke. When it's time to turn to business, we turn to business. As all the people who know me, when me and you talk, we make promises and you say you'll do that. And I say, okay, I'll support you on that line. You got my support. You break that, I finish with you. I will call you and tell you. Government people we fuss a lot. You know, there are too many criminals and crooked people in the world, man. Too many. And for a man like me, It's hard for me to deal with people, man. It's hard. Because people word mean a lot. And if I find out you're not a man of your word, I don't want to trust. I don't want you around me. I don't around you because I'm not that kind of person. When I tell you I got to do something, we can do it. If I can't do it, I'll call you back and say, look, my man, I can't do it. I promise you I'll do this. But can we extend it? Ask anybody who know me. I don't run away from you. Money, that money. If I got it, I ain't got it. I ain't going to steal for you or nobody else. So when I call you and say, hey, man, look, I beg you, give me an extension, man. I ain't got money right now. And you don't, no, you got to pay me right now. Oh, what you going to do, buddy? You going to kill me? You going to jail me? I ain't got it. You got to wait till I get it. And that's life. And if you're honest, man, people believe you. Nobody will bother you because if you tell them you ain't got it, you ain't got it. They will know you don't have it. And let me tell you something. In America, I've taken loans from many banks. When I was struggling, everything. And people help me get loans. I tell people help me get loans from bank. I've been to some people, they just take the phone and call the bank, say, give me a Chesson loan. And I go there, they will give me the loan. And sometimes I defaulted on those loans. I didn't have the money to pay them because when I got the loan, I got hit with some hard shit and I had to spend the money or the money disappear some kind of way. Money can just disappear. Sometimes you know how you spend it, especially when you're depressed and stressed out. So when those things happen, I didn't pay the banks. Sometimes I didn't call them for weeks or months. I never called them. Because when you call them, they won't ask you, they won't hear your complaint. The only thing they want to know, are you ready to pay our money? What are you calling the bank to get in your complaint for? They don't want to hear your complaint. So when you owe the bank, don't call the bank and say, oh, my mom died, my dad died. You ain't got time for that. Why? They're not the people money. They are employees. Their job is to make the money for the company. So you call them with your problem. They don't want to hear that. They're not their money. If they don't get their money, the people money, they will lose their jobs. So just avoid them. So I never call the bank. I moved. I did everything what I had to do. But as soon as I got a job, as soon as I got settled again, I got a job. My pay was coming in regularly. I took up the phone. I called the banks. Because that people give me that money. That people vouch for me to get that money. When I ain't hard time. But when you come out of the hard time, you got to remember that people give you money. They're not your money. You took people money, you got to be honest. That's the foundation of honesty. You got to be honest to yourself. And when you're honest to yourself, you'll be honest to other people. You know people loan you their money. And that my Liberian people, that they tell about credit in this country. When you don't have money, tell the people you don't got it. You just tell them one time, they will be behind you because of their job. Tell them that one time and leave it alone. But don't forget that you got that bill. That's your obligation to pay that bill as a man or a woman, independent. You're not a crook. You ran into hard times, yes. But when the hard time finish, always remember your debt. Jesus never forgot his debt. When you forget your debt, then you're a criminal. But when you remember your debt, whether you got it or not, and call the person and make a payment plan. There was one bank I owed almost $20,000, man. Took out a year for me for about 5 years. I couldn't pay that money, man. I would just come out of school. I had to adjust myself. I went into bad luck here, bad luck there. All kind of thing, man. I didn't call the guys. I couldn't call. They were calling me. I got someone a message, but I just threw that thing in the trash can. Then I got this job with the ACI. I got my job. I got settled. I got better. I picked up the phone. I called the people. They were shocked. I said, Mr. Chesson, how are you? Yeah, you owe. I said, yes, I know I owe you. I ran into bad luck. I had some stressful times. They said, okay, Mr. Chesson, what are you ready to do now? I said, can we set up a payment plan? I didn't go there and tell people I come in to pay you $10,000 a day or being $5,000. I didn't make no plan for myself. I didn't go there and tell them how much I would get them. No, I told them, let's sit and make a payment plan because I got obligation. You remember, I got to pay bills. I got light bill, water bill. I got food. I got clothes. I got transportation to and from work. All the things, you got to think about it in this country. This is not Africa. When you're in this country, all those things matter. You forget any one of those things. You will fail. You will suffer. So if you come here like an idiot and you think you find gold on the street or dime or somewhere, you will lose. People work for what they earn in this country. Few people get it free. They got crooks here who know the crook people. All they do, the 419ers, they're better than Africa, man. They fire. Why you think the police will be checking on you? These people coming up with all kind of scams every day, man. Oh man, every day they got scams. So you got to be on P's and Q's. But you just got to understand when you got bills, you got to pay it. The more you pay your bills, the better your situation in America grows. Because when you pay your bill, your credit is better. It gets better. It gets checked. One check. Every bill you pay off, you get one check. And the higher you go, when your bill pass 600, they got a scale. You see, anything below 630, 600 like that, you're in trouble. But when you 6.5, you go up to 7 with your credit score. They got a credit score for everybody in America. Your credit score depends basically on your loans. If you don't borrow money, you will never really have a credit score. If you don't interact with the bank, you will never really have a credit score. You don't have a credit score, you can't do nothing in America because people can't trust you. So that when you come to America, they always advise you to build up a credit. How do you build up a credit? You can apply for a credit. First of all, get a job. When you get a job, you get the income. It's registered all over the country that you get the income. Your check coming in, they can check it through your social security number. Anybody in this country you can check whether you getting money or not through your social security number, through the banking institution, through the credit institution. They can check whether you getting money. So once you get a job, right there, people know you're paying money, you're a taxpayer. So when you apply for a credit card, you got to build up a credit. So you start with the department store where you buy your food. Say you go to places here, they got places like Stop and Shop, BJ's, Sam's Club. All the places are places you can buy food on credit. So you go there, you apply for credit. They will check your record, blah, blah, blah. You got no credit, but they will look, have you ever applied for credit before? No. Some people will refuse you because they don't want to take the risk with you. But if you get one or two places to accept you, like that, most of the people that will accept you fast are the people like Macy's, JCPenney, where you go buy clothes and shoes and all the expensive things that people that spend quick money on. Those are the people quick to give you credit cards. So you apply to them. Maybe they'll start you off with $200 at the start off. You go, you use that $100, $200, you pay that money back. Once you pay that money back, you have established credit. Now, when you go to apply for a job, you can use, they will check, they will see JCPenney, you pay JCPenney bill. Now, if they want to give you credit, they will give you credit. They can still deny you because you're still at risk. That's just one place. So you go to JCPenney, maybe you go to one of the food stores, you apply for credit there, they give you credit. You get a credit card from there too. You buy $50 worth of thing, you pay it, that $50 on your credit. And now you build up your credit by buying things and paying it off. What you buy. So you do that for like 5-6 months. build up a good credit record. Because 5, 6, everything you work in 6 months, that they got quarters. But my time running up, I will give you more. I didn't come here for that. But I'm not an economist. I'm a bare guy who know how to deal with the markets and things. So I don't have no stock in all of that. But for us who come to this country, we need to learn the basics, how to build up your credit, how to keep your credit low, how to apply for credit, what to do and all these things. These are things you need to learn. Not only will you be able to get money, but you'll be able to protect yourself. Because in this country, you get the people money, you pay for it, they come in after you. You can run, they will catch you. They will catch up with you. And one thing here, they can forgive debt too. Sometimes your debt long, they say, okay, we'll forgive that debt. Let's start over. Then you got to stick about 6 months to a year or 2 years to build up your new credit again. That's when you've been under credit for so long. Now you want to renew your credit and they check your record. They find out you've been having all the credit. Some places would be demand that you pay some of that money back. They will not just let it go to it. Other people will say, okay, just pay $40 on that $200 bill and we'll accept it. We'll forgive it. Just pay something. They will tell you how much to pay. So this is a country of credit and insurance. So you always got to have good credit. The more your credit is good, the better your chances are of attaining good things in this country. So let me end for now. We'll come back tomorrow. Maybe I will talk about it. Maybe I will talk a little bit more about the credit system here. That's how I know it and how I deal with it to keep out of trouble. Okay? You got to keep out of trouble. So your signature becomes gold. You need money. The pen is your goal. Anything you want to buy, just sign. Yeah, buy. You take it on your credit good. Even car. You want car, but your car got to be within your payment range. You can't buy a $50 car when you're working for $10,000 a month, a year. Okay? They will not sell you the car. Okay? They'll sell you a paper car. But so all of that, we'll talk about some of that tomorrow because I think some people need to learn about some of that. And I would just take it from my perspective on the credit system and where I would teach you. Okay, let's deal with my people on the Buduburam refugee camp. Let me just take a small break. Let me deal with my people who got businesses on the weekend. So let me see that summer's corner.
dedicated to cooking from the stove. We've been here for a year and a few days actually, and this is the spot that you want to come to when you want to indulge in great soul food. Here we offer collard greens, baked macaroni and cheese, we have the fish and grits, shrimp and grits on Sundays of course, and a lot of other soul food norms added with a little bit of our fusion. Chef Summer Duffin is the chef in the kitchen, and just come on down and check us out. You will not regret it.
Go ahead. Just focus there and hand below. See what between your cake. Chin. I don't want to see spaces in between, so go back into it. I try.
Oh!
Yo, after our patient coming.
The one can see the steak now. Let me do it.
Are you calling her?
Wait.
Oh, my dear, you calling your sister here? Yeah, they will know. Just go up.
Here is not straight. Okay, get close. I don't want to see you now.
I know. Now we can see it. When you need it, finish your SEO.
Go up.
Yeah, and you can see the
Yeah, what is?
On it straight.
Oh, they weigh my phone looking at how my hand looking.
Are you calling? Man. What a minute of this. Open the scan.
As well. My story, I will ask my that question.
Balance that now. Stop being a friend there. Are you calling her?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed seeing my people on the Buduburam refugee camp do their thing. Ha! My show is done. This is my show for the weekend. I'm going to have some fun today. If the sun is up, make sure you enjoy yourself. Don't stay home. Get out there. Enjoy the sun. Drive safely. Put on your seatbelt. Don't do what I wouldn't want you to do, or you could end up in jail. Do not do that. Aluta! Continue. I told the Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson talk show is done. I'm out of here, my people. Have a good day and take care of yourself.